So I'm here with the James Cook,
How you doing?
one of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
That's true.
We have been in plenty of shows together, and I'm so excited for you to be here. Thank you for coming.
You're so welcome, Michelle. You're so welcome.
Okay, so first question: how did you get into directing?
Oh, wow. How did I get into directing? I would say you gave me my first opportunity to direct, actually. Being in community theater, I probably were in about 12 shows before you gave me that opportunity to direct. And I probably got about 5 or 6 different directors with those 12 shows. And when you came around with the opportunity of doing the play and asked me, I actually was excited because I had always wanted to be on the other side. So being a big movie buff coming up and big film buff growing up, I really wanted to see what I could do from the other side. And based on that opportunity with our first dinner theater at the New Daisy, I'm greatly, greatly appreciative. And since then, I've directed 3 more shows.
No, I'm greatly appreciative. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nobody has heard me say thank you to James. Thank you. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, leading into that question, so I think you were the first person I called when I had this idea. As a matter of fact, I'm like 100% sure you were the first person I called in 2015
I remember.
with this idea. And I was like, yo, I want to do a dinner theater. You want to direct? And
Let's
you were
do
like,
it.
Yep, let's do it. So when I first called you, what was the expectation of what was about to go down versus it's the day after day 3, we finished it, we've completed it. What was the reality?
Well, first of all, I knew that if you were going to be a part of it with your name and brand, that it was going to be a certain bar set. So first, that was the first thing that got me excited, because a lot of people ask you to do things and you really just don't know how they operate. Even though they're your friends and things like that, sometimes that bar isn't set. But I said, if Michelle's asked me to do something, I know she's going to be over the top. Extra. But, and also doing community theater where you have certain different people that are in those positions to make sure everything goes smooth. I mean, you are just a one-person team. I mean, so that alone gave me motivation to make sure that it followed through and to make sure that it happened. What really took the cake for me about what I didn't expect was the venue. I had no idea that I would be directing my first play on the world famous Beale Street at the Memphis owned Daisy Theater. I mean, it was so much history in that venue alone, and that's something that I could never take back.
Yeah, it was. It was an excellent experience just to be there. I felt it was something special about it. Like I can't.
I mean, when we
you
were
can't put
up
your
in the
hand
green
on it.
room and saw the signatures of all the Memphis artists that came through that building, like that alone just gave us motivation just to tell the story even more. Yeah.
So you directed the first 2 shows. You directed Once in a Lifetime, that was at the Old Daisy, and then our second one at Theater Works, which was Brothers, Sisters, Husbands, and Wives. You were in Brothers, Sisters, Husbands, and Wives also. Yes, you were.
Yes, I was.
Yes,
I was.
How was it directing and acting at the same time?
Last time I did it, I'll tell you that. That's how it was. It's cool if you know what you're doing as far as your role, but it's a little hectic because you have to put on both eyes. You have to put on the actor set of eyes and the director set of eyes. And then really, I just don't feel like sometimes it's fair to the cast. Because you have to, like I said, in 1 minute you're cast, but the next minute you're the director. So I think that, sometimes that can just be challenging as the person if you're not a great multitasker. I was successful in doing that the second time, but I figured that if I will accept a director role, I'll focus mainly on that role. If I'm going to accept an actor role, I'll accept and focus mainly on that role, unless it's just needed.
Yeah, well, you were excellent doing both.
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying that, like, you were excellent. But I do commend you for that, because people are like, produce and direct, huh? Like,
Yeah, it's
Two
a
things is
difference.
really tough.
Yeah, it's
It
different.
can be done.
It can, but it's
But-
time consuming, guys. It's time
Absolutely.
consuming. And if you know and have other people that can do the job, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and let them do it. Let them be great.
Okay, so what was your favorite memory of working with the Taste of Theater? It could be showtime, rehearsals, our meltdowns. Just what was yours?
My favorite memory working with the Taste of Theater. Your mom.
Hey, Liddell girl.
Yes.
Hey.
I remember when we opened, she was so excited that it was about to happen. And I think that seeing her excitement, you know, just looking at her, look at you, I was like, oh man. And knowing I had a part of that, that was pretty special. I saw her 2 days ago, by the way, actually.
She told me.
Yeah.
She was like, saw James in the airport.
Yeah.
I was like, did you stop and speak to her?
Yeah. So she's another favorite person of mine too. But yeah, but seeing how you made them proud that night, they really were proud of you. That was a moment.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom.
And the news coming, everybody, like I think.
Yeah, the news came.
Yeah, news came. I think really that show there, I think took people by surprise. It really did.
One.
It was the first one, you know, and I think that they just really didn't expect the show that we did, and we brought the house down. We really did. That was a fun show.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting all the nostalgia feel.
I know, right? Oh.
Okay, what was one of your biggest challenges with directing the first two? It could be either show, but what was one of your biggest challenges, and how did you overcome it?
Well, one of the biggest challenges, period, when you're doing a production, I think, is rehearsal. Rehearsal time, rehearsal scheduling, and making sure all of your cast is on one accord. If you remember, I think that first show, it was well over 8 people, right?
Well over
8 people.
Yeah.
It was at least for a couple. Yeah, I think we maybe had 12 or 13 people. But
Yeah,
that is a challenge. That is a challenge when you're doing any kind of show, because you really want to trust the process, and you want to make sure that you spend the time rehearsing and make sure everyone has that level. But when you're dealing with the cast so big, sometimes that becomes challenging. I do remember that was a challenge. And also when you book a space, you know, we booked that space at the Daisy, but we couldn't get there until like that time. So it's on us to figure out times and spaces to rehearse. But that's one of the biggest challenges when you're doing a production. Other than that, though, as far as the brand was concerned and the ticket sales, I had no issue with that working with you, because I figured you were going to bring it.
Yeah, I did my best. Okay. One last question I'm going to ask you. Pull out your phone.
Yeah, who's that? Oh.
Where is it? We got a phone.
I got a phone.
I need you to call somebody right now.
Yeah.
And invite them to a Taste of Theater 2024.
All right, cool.
Who you calling?
Person I just missed the call.
Hey, bro.
Ken, what's going on, man? I just missed your call. But before you say anything, I got you on speakerphone. We're doing an interview right now. And I was told by the interviewer to pull out my phone, call somebody, and invite them to the Taste of Theater that we're having next year. You got a date yet?
March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I'm personally inviting you to this show next year on March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Okay, Brother Ken?
Okay.
There we go.
Who's going to remind me?
We got you, Mr. Ken.
We got you, Ken. We gonna remind you, brother. We got you, okay? For sure. I'm gonna wrap this on
What
up.
happened to you the other week?
Man, I know I left to go get some Corona and didn't come back. But look, I'm gonna wrap this up, kid, and I'm gonna call you right back, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
Yes, sir. They said thank you too. All right, cool. Yeah.
We also didn't take a moment, which I really want to do right now. How do we meet?
Oh, Michelle, how did we meet?
Do you remember?
Oh, I remember.
Okay.
I'll never forget.
Should I tell the story? Or should you?
You should tell it.
Okay.
Because you tell it well.
So I walked into Hattie Lou Theater, and James was there, and he was in Romeo and Juliet.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
he walked up to me and he goes, "Hello, my name is James Cook, and I play Romeo
Just
in
like
Romeo
that.
and Juliet." And I go,
Just like that.
"Hey." And ever since then, we've been cool.
Man,
We found out
ever
that you knew
since
my
then-
sister from college.
All I know is that Hattie Lou has a way of bringing people together.
Yes, it
you know,
does.
it has a way of bringing people together. From the first show that I've done, from the first time you walked in the door, to the 3 people that are off the camera right now, the one thing I can say is that we all met in those walls.
Yeah.
And from Marshall Street to what they're doing now, to what I'm doing now, what you're doing now, I just really, really just want to commend them, give them their flowers, but also say that it's time now for us to, elevate and do what you're doing. So, always grateful for the Hattie Lou. And yes, when you came in that door, I did a 360 like, who was that? Yeah. So yes, you are forever my theater boo. And we did the show.
Yeah. Oh.
Come on, a little bit. Come on.
So we were in One Monkey Don't Stop No Show.
Yes, we were.
As Felix in Little Bit.
Yes, we
That's
played.
forever my Felix, guys.
Yes, it's forever my little bit. So yeah. And since that show, she has been my theater boo. Y'all will figure it out once you become casted.
I love you, James.
Love you too, darling.
Thank
Love
you for
too.
being here.
Well, anytime you need me, I'm here.
Okay.
First in line.
Hey, and thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you at a Taste of Theater dinner theater experience. March 1st through the 3rd. Get your tickets here. Hope to see you there.